All right, so we are live and we're doing a little live clip. That's right. Before I get started, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery, to helping victims of Africom, and helping out Cohen Daly, the Australian boy. All three GoFundMe links are in the description box. Also help out three content creators, three of your favorites. Stevie, aka Red Economics, Sleepy J, buy him a coffee, and also Ali Alexandra. All three of their links, well, more than three links. Those three, you can help support them. All those links will be in the description box as well. Do it now. Share it, support it, donate. Do it. All right, so we all know about the hoopla happening with Afghanistan. I was going to choke him out. Sorry, UFC's on too. We all know about the crazy shit happening with Afghanistan, right? First, it's 20 years of chaos and mayhem. U.S. versus the Taliban. U.S. versus Al Qaeda. Taliban versus Al Qaeda. The Taliban versus extremist groups. The U.S. versus extremist groups. Russia and China working their way in, also fighting extremist groups. Extremist groups fighting back. All different names, all from different places. On and on and so forth. Pakistan, Turkey, on and so forth. Then U.S. wants to pull out of that area. Allegedly, strongly on the word allegedly, very strong on that word. On the surface, they say they want to get out, and then apparently Biden fucks the plan up and uh, doesn't plan ahead. He leaves U.S. personnel in the country to be subject to the Taliban, who then takes the country over within a day, I think. Takes over like the major cities. Kabul has been the one of note, and the Afghan army, the one we backed, stands down. But then a group, I guess, called ISIS-K. I think I've been calling them Daesh this whole time. I think they're the same group. They might be the same group. I called them like they're like basically ISIS. What I said in one of my past videos and other places. They did two suicide bombs in the Kabul airport, Ami Karzai airport. One at an airport, one at a fucking hotel, I think, near the area. And killed 13 U.S. Marines, over 100 Afghan civilians, and the U.S. retaliated against this extremist group with some drone strikes. Now, let me read this from Glenn Greenwald. So the U.S. government knew so little about what was happening in Afghanistan that they had no idea the Afghan security forces would evaporate and the Taliban immediately take over. That's one, right? Clearly they fucking knew that would happen. If random journalists around the world from major sites, minor sites all recognize that, oh, not only uh well, if they recognize that uh personnel within the Afghan army were already working with the Taliban, not only officially but behind closed doors, already working alongside them. That we kind of knew that Taliban would just waltz into this place and like, okay, it's yours. Okay, the president guy, okay, I'm out of here, right? They probably knew what's up. U.S. government, that is. But they were able to find within 24 hours the precise ISIS-K planner to kill. Okay. And that's what I was thinking. Like, huh. You're telling me you just found this guy? Like, I thought the whole point of us being there was to take out extremist groups, right? Now, granted, it gets a little murky when you just name anyone you don't, or you name anyone that you want to fight a terrorist group, kind of like what Trump did with uh, Iranian army, Iranian military. Just name them terrorists. Who else do we want to fight? Antifa? Name them terrorists. Whoever you want to be the bad guy, you just deem them the bad guy, and you move on from there. Uh, but something like Daesh or ISIS or any like extremist groups, uh, it's a little weird, a little bit, when you claim to be in these areas to fight these guys, these type of guys, and then you wait for an event like this before you find their some sort of hiding spot and just get rid of them. Right? What did Trump do pretty early on, right? Didn't he bomb a stronghold of Daesh, the mother of all bombs? Didn't he do that? It's like, you're telling me these guys, like, did it just miraculously happen? That they figured this out? Like, here's where they are. We just found them. Or was he just willing to just drop a bomb? Like, fuck it, drop the bomb on them. And that shit now. Kind of like this. Because what is going to happen in regards to actions like this? I expect some sort of retaliation, sort of continued warfare in that area of the world, to where, you know, it will remain in a destabilized state. Now, why would I think the U.S. would want something like that? Well, many reasons. Uh, the one that sticks out to me is to keep countries like China or Russia from going in and, you know, kind of catering to Afghanistan, which is now be controlled by the Taliban, right? Catering to them, and that you can get play good cop and get, get your hands on some of their resources, some of their, avenues that they have access to. Sorry, my nose is running badly. Uh, so yeah, that's the major thing that stands out to me. So when you know some group like ISIS is in the area, but you sit back and wait, sit back and watch until they do something horrible like that, like a suicide bombing, and then you miraculously find them the next day and fucking kill. Not you don't get rid of them. You get rid of random guy A or random group B, which probably took out other like normal civilians. They're probably either hiding amongst them or U.S. just doesn't give a shit, bombs the whole area. That's the way it seems to play out, like in the past. And we can add something like this. I mean, this here. Let me play the beginning of this. Here we go. Just me, just rambling at
Questions
this
after
point.
new reports that U.S. forces gunned down civilians after Kabul blast. A new BBC report shows eyewitnesses at the scene of the deadly Kabul airport explosion on Thursday, saying that a significant number of the 170 Afghans killed in the attack actually died from gunfire by the U.S.-led alliance in the chaos following the blast. Many we spoke to, including eyewitnesses, said significant numbers of those killed were shot dead by U.S. forces in the panic after the blast, the BBC's Sekunder Kermani said on Twitter.
Now, there was reports of gunfire from the ISIS side after the blast, right? Just saying, not defending anything, just saying that was reported. I guess what the official narrative is saying is that uh, it was so chaotic that U.S. soldiers and Turkish soldiers were just shooting down and just kind of just randomly, just like oh fuck, and just randomly spraying and shit like that, and they end up killing all these civilians. Doesn't stand so far outside the realm of possibility, to be honest with you, based on like some of the documentaries I've seen in regards to how these guys behave, and some of them are just straight up like, let's be real, psychopathic. Let's be very real about that. Like straight up like thirst for blood type shit. I've seen guys like that knew they were on video camera, like U.S. soldiers that knew they were on video camera, saying like, "Yeah, I basically came here to blow shit up, kill people." Like seriously, like I just want to go in there, find the bad guy, shoot him up, kill him, on and on and so forth. Like they're there for an action movie, as opposed to like anything righteous. That's all sides. Be real about this. That's from all sides. Definitely some psychos amongst it. Usually find their way towards leadership. They're there. They're there. Trust me. Uh, so yeah, the reason I'm showing you this is because of I guess, another possible narrative that I'm not gonna co-sign at this moment because I don't know enough, but it is out there that, as far as like it shaping up, there are people considering like it's looking like a false flag type of thing, where, right, we say we're leaving, then all of a sudden something crazy happens to keep us there, and it's very weird. I think I'll put it this way: if it is a false flag, it's a lot more layered than I think people are making it out to be. Right? Instead of, if I had to guess, some are making it seem like they're taking advantage of ISIS doing something that they would do anyways, or the U.S. is just allowing ISIS to do whatever the fuck, and they'll take advantage of it by randomly shooting into a crowd, like to increase the death toll numbers in order to create the bigger headline, in order to keep it into some uh, keep it in some sort of like, oh, it's just a terrible region, blah 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 blah. We should have never left like this. We should constantly keep an eye on this area. Blah blah blah. Yes, like we'll keep some personnel in the surrounding area, but mostly use drone strikes to handle these extremist groups. On and yada. But if it were a false flag, I think it'd go much deeper than that. I remember this documentary I saw. I think it was about a mall in Africa where this crazy terrorist attack happened, right? It wasn't bombs, it was just guys with AK-47s running through a mall, just shooting indiscriminately. Whoever they can kill, they kill them. And in this documentary that I saw, these guys actually get a phone call from the handler, and you get to hear it. And the guy is like, no, no, brother. We need you to stay in there. We need you to make it look as scary as possible. Now imagine that from from your military handler, where it's not objective based. It's, you guys are gonna die no matter what. You guys are dead. All right, but try to make it look as scary. So regardless of it, if Daesh or this ISIS group or whatever the fuck is connected to the U.S. like directly, regardless of that, their plan is 5,000% psyop, whether it's for themselves or for a bigger power. It is 100% psyop. They will do this for the sake of an image, like taking headlines, right? The beheading videos, whether you think of them as real or fake, it's still to send a message. It's to, they want the scary headline, whoever it is, ISIS, or if something more intricate is happening. And yeah, that's spooky to say the least. But I mean, that would show how, like, even once again, I'm gonna say this again. Even if this is ISIS acting on their own, doing this, it's like they are playing a psychological mind game with people. It's on paper blatant. They kill a bunch of random people. They kill 13 Marines and a bunch of random civilians in a suicide bomb attack. Is not some militarily strategic fucking this is we're winning the war now type shit. No. It's all message. The guy giving the phone call. Listen, brother. We need to scare them. Make it more scary. That is not a, flank them from the left maneuver. It's not a flanking move. Not a pincer. You say in Game of Thrones. Just straight up fucking. Here's a psychological thing we're trying to play on you. That's like what should be 100% noticed by people. I mean, no doubt about it, like that should be heavily thought upon, meditated on. That they're playing that it's a psychological game regardless of who is truly behind what action. I guess the question would be why. Some of them say that it'll rile up Americans and force them to send more troops. Send more troops in, leave more weapons behind when you leave. We'll take care of that. That's ISIS's fucking economy at this point, is getting more conflict to happen, even if they end up on the shit end of it, getting their asses whipped militarily. Like, even if they get their asses whipped militarily, they're still winning in some sort of resource type. Because now, when you guys are fighting us, who's guarding this? We're taking advantage of it. And then the creepy governments of the creepy governments surrounding the areas, they're taking advantage of it too. Fucking black market oil flooding like right through Turkey. Like no one's noticing. Giant fucking oil tankers like that. How do you not catch someone moving oil around? Like they don't have them in like 1 gallon jugs tucked under their coat. Like no, they have them in trucks. Remember the scenery of them on the, like Ryan Dawson says, they're on the Toyota fucking trucks, just flags out, just driving down the fucking road. Weird. When I see U.S. soldiers driving through Afghanistan or any of these fucking areas, they're stopping every so often. They're checking for IEDs. They're looking out for mortar attacks. They are just cautious and careful. They got the trucks with the things in front of them that will hit the mine first before it hits the main truck. Like they got all these precautions, all that shit. ISIS. Flags waving. Fucking, they're out on the truck shooting AKs in the air. Like, how the fuck? Like, wait, I was like, hey, who's filming this? Who's uploading it? This reminds me of the shit when they caught, someone else brought this point up too. Brought it up first, actually, and I was like, holy shit. The Shia LaBeouf video where he put like a flag up in a random city. I forgot what the flag said. I don't know, something like peace and love or some shit like that, right? These trolls found it. They found them based on the wind trajectory, based on the time of day, buildings. They located that fucking flag. Now ISIS gets super HD cameras to show beheadings, middle of the desert, and some of these fucking like troll guys, they're like, we're gonna find where they're at too. Found where they were at too. By looking at wind trajectory, time of day, background scenery, all that shit. Once again, I have heard the theory that they're just in a green screen room, faking that shit. I don't know. I don't know. But my God, you're telling me they can't come up with that? To They don't have enough big brains around there to read wind trajectory, time of day. What does this location look like? Right? These fucking dudes were looking at uh, the headband of one of the terrorist guys. Notice the direction the wind was blowing. And if you see where the sun is, you know if they're on the eastern or western side of the thing. And all that shit. What the fuck? They look at weather patterns. Big blue day. Was it cloudy? All that shit. Yeah, that's a little different. A little different. The thing I'm talking about is a much more intricate. That's forensic. That you're talking about is more like, you know, like breadcrumbs of tying a story together. Oh, I seen this guy over here, but it's not really official. They're doing straight up digital forensics, fuckers. They have one 1/millionth of the technology the governments have. Yeah, and as I said, yeah, when logic slaps you in the face, that's in multiple directions. That it's not just this tweet. It's many things surrounding this story. That logic, dumb guy logic, is like, what, what? I made this video way longer than it needed to, but I enjoy rambling. Sorry if I went all over the place. It is what it is. Uh, don't forget to subscribe if you feel like. Comment below if you feel like. Don't forget to share. This is what you have to do: share, support, and hopefully donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery, helping victims of Africom, Cohen Daly, Stevie, aka Redneck Economics, Sleepy J, aka Sleepy Josh, and to Ali Alexandra, aka Snail, Chicago, Mrs. Masvidal. Share and donate. All links are in the description box. And with all that said, give this video thumbs down.